You know, when love tastes sweet, baby, then it means you're sweet too. But when it goes sour, then it might taste bitter for we too. Alright, lay your problems on me, baby. Let me give you a pillow. Girl, you be the one I run to, and always be the never let go. Should it be that we will run loose, tighten up and make we fight through? Cause baby, you the one I find true. In Cabono, hey, when you cry, then I cry. When you fly, then I fly. When you cry, then I cry. When you fly, then I fly. Oh, when you cry, then I cry, baby. When you fly, then I fly. Oh, when you cry, then I cry. When you fly, oh, chill, girl. Relax. It's just me and you on this cruise. Yeah. Slow jam. Sweet music.
Colleagues from the media, and then our proud partners, Vodafone. If I miss any name, I'll get it wrong, so I won't even attempt it. We thank you all for being here. As for Bob and the crew, I won't even attempt, because you should know by now that we are just too happy to see you here. And we needed you to be here so that the world will know that it's true, it's live, it's colored, Bob is in town. And that one is now a Ghanaian. Tom is a Ghanaian now. I hear he's trying to change his your passport. Will it be next week or tomorrow? Anyway, we're a colleague from the media, as I said. We were here a few days ago when we announced the launch of the Stanbic Jazz Festival. We did say that last year and the year before we raised the bar, and that this year we'll go even higher and see if we can get into the stratosphere. And if we have Bob here, it must mean that we are in the stratosphere. If you know jazz, you know smooth jazz, and you know the levels that he can take people, we believe we'll get there. We couldn't have done this. We know it's great, we like people to be part of it, but if you don't have the right back and the proper support of the corporate world, I'm not sure we can make it. So we ensured that this marriage that my friend Ebenezer calls a marriage made in heaven would happen. So I'll say, I am done for now, but let me hear from Ebenezer now.
Well, let's give a round of applause to Kojo Festival. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Insha, and thank you everybody for coming. Let me first of all welcome Bob and Tom. I see Tom put on the show last year, so we're expecting great things from Tom this year as well. Welcome, and welcome out to all of you. Whenever I hear the name Bob James, two things come to mind: Westchester Lady and Shambuzi. And yeah, because growing up, I mean, I got hung up on those songs, and obviously that opened the avenue for me to adore jazz and smooth jazz for that matter. So Bob, it has to get better than Bob, and we are glad that he is here for this Stanbic Jazz Festival. At Vodafone Business Solutions, our commitment is to our customers. We understand their passions, and we are always looking for avenues to satisfy them. Jazz is one avenue that is intrinsic to their way of life, our customers. And so when we heard of the Stanbic Jazz Festival last year, we didn't even blink. We got on the train, and this year we're here as well. For us, Bob James is maybe, or perhaps, the best of any pianist who ever sharpened their talented fingers on a piano. And so it's a joy that he's here in Ghana in person to serve us. And we know our customers will be delighted. We are delighted. We can't wait to start on Friday. And it's a pleasure that you are also here to support us, the media. So this is a good introduction, and it is a foretaste of what is about to happen from Friday to Sunday. So thank you, Bob, for accepting the challenge. And thank you, Tom, for coming again. And thank you all for coming. Thank you very much, Chair.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Well, first, thank you. I'm intimidated. I'm nervous. I'm not worthy. But I am extremely proud to be here for the first time in Ghana. And just hearing this wonderful introductions makes me feel like I think back long distant memory when I fell in love with music and decided to make it my career. I could have never in a million years predicted that it would take me to so many different places in the world and that I would have the opportunity to make music and meet new friends. And I hope I never get tired of it. I hope I can keep going on as long as possible. I've been at it for a long time already. And the best thing I can say to all of you who are here today is thank you very much for welcoming me in such a warm way to your country. And I'm really looking forward to these next 4 days of getting to know you and getting to know about your country, and hope I don't step on my thumbs when I play the music for you.
Well, we hope so too. So I'm going to turn the microphones over to
Anywhere we went, when I was on radio, my SIP tune was Just a Lady, and then the outro was Play Lady Play, because I love Bob James. 2 questions. Why so long? Why did it take so long to come to Ghana? And number 2, is there a favorite song or tune that's your favorite that you'd like to share with us?
I don't know what took me so long, but better late than never. That's all I can say at this point. By the way, I didn't mention the fact that it was a complete shock, surprise, that my friend Tom Braxton, who I have known for a long time, but had no idea that he was going to be here at the same time. So we're currently today trying to figure out a way of, even though he came for different reasons, hoping that we'd be able to play a little bit together. So I think that first time, and then I realized that the songs that they may have been listening to are not necessarily the ones that I've been playing most recently. When you mentioned Shambuzi, I had to go back to it. Really, just in memory, I'm not even sure that I could sing it to you or play it right off the top of my head. Westchester Lady, I would be able to, because I don't think I've ever gotten through a show without a lot of people asking me to do that. And yet, I don't know why this happens. It's still like a miracle or magic to me, the way certain music resonates and ends up with a life of its own, and other stuff doesn't. There are a lot of things that I thought, gee, why didn't it become more popular? And in the case of Westchester Lady, it was, I guess, I was at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
But let's not do too much math on that. Most of you people weren't even around at that time.
But you have a favorite tune?
Well, certainly that's one of them. And I was lucky enough to write the theme for a TV show that became really popular, a sitcom called Taxi. And my theme got heard all over the world with that series when it went into syndication and kept being heard. So I think those 2 pieces got heard by an awful lot of people that made it possible for me to be coming over here and doing a tour like this.
Okay. Next question.
Doreen, I'm with Join Youth. Well, you look young actually. You're going to turn 77. You're going to turn 77 on Christmas Day.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah.
And you look splendid, like young. What's the secret?
I don't know that I have one. I know that music certainly makes me feel young. And, I feel so lucky to be doing it. I don't envy anybody else. And I think at my age also, I'm comfortable with myself. When I was young, I was trying to be like Oscar Peterson, and I was trying to be like Bill Evans, and I was trying to be like all these other people. And now, I don't worry about that anymore, because something happens that when I play that makes people happy. That makes me happy.
All right, welcome to Ghana.
Songs sampled more than 740 times. Did you set out to do that? Why did you how did you end up on the funky side of jazz?
That's the biggest mystery, and I have no idea how to answer it. Even after it's been going on now for more than 20 years, I thought that it was kind of a fluke when it first happened. There was a record by a group called Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince, who goes way back, and suddenly I heard my song, Westchester Lady, on that record, and my song was just playing from beginning to end. I had nothing to do with it. I had no idea. It was a complete shock. And in those days, kind of had to protect yourself. I had to seek out my attorney and say, well, what's going on here? Why did they do that? But along the way, I've had a lot of really positive experiences with it too, and being involved with hip hop music, even though it's indirect, even though I'm not in the studio when the hip hop artists are sampling my music, I still feel a kind of bond with them and feel like it has made it possible for me to play my own music for a lot of young people who wouldn't have heard it otherwise.
Okay.
By the way, I haven't yet mentioned, but I have a very stellar group of musicians traveling with me, and even though Tom was accidentally traveling with me, I have a couple people who are deliberately traveling with me, only one of whom is here this afternoon, a guy named Jimmy Brandley, who's going to be playing drums for me for the very first time. We met for the first time at the airport.
Wow.
And so that's also the nature of our business, that it's exciting to interact with musicians for the first time and get to know each other. You'll be watching that on the stage when we play. That you may see me kind of looking puzzled. Why the heck is he playing that? Doesn't he know the groove to Westchester Lady? But he comes very, very highly recommended by a bass player who's also going to be playing with me, Carlitos Del Puerto, who comes from Cuba. And Carlitos had a little bit of stomach upset today. He's here, but he's back at the hotel resting, and he will certainly be coming on strong when we perform.
Wonderful. Tom, and I particularly remember the final night. You all had to do your solos, and you were in a suit, but you were just stomping away. How does it feel coming back a year after?
Microphone call. Wow, I mean, I've really been looking forward to this because it's been a very busy year for me. I had a son graduating from high school, and we went on vacation, and this was right after that, but I was like, I'm going back to Ghana. So I had such a great time before. The hospitality, the love of music here is amazing. And so when I was asked to return, I was like, oh man, I can't wait. So I've really been looking forward to this. I'm excited about playing with the musicians here and seeing how they play the kind of music that I brought with me. And so I am pumped. And sitting next to this gentleman here, this is Bob James, in case you guys, I mean, we all forget, but how much he has really contributed to our genre and to the music business, period. So whenever I'm around him, I'm always asking him tons of questions. So it's a pleasure to be here. And I'm just going to sneak up on stage and play kazoo or something on this part. But it's a real honor and a pleasure to be back. I had a wonderful time last year when I was here with Earl, and I'm excited about this weekend.
Fantastic.
I got an idea that I'll share with you too, that we still have to work it out, but the first time I worked with Tom, we were on a cruise ship down in the Caribbean, and Tom was part of the band that had been booked in order to play my show. And so for the most part, I was doing kind of standard repertoire of my songs, but I decided that I wanted to do something a little bit special for that occasion, and I came in with a new piece of music, not really knowing how this band was going to respond to it. But in my head, it had a kind of blazing saxophone part that I was envisioning, and I didn't really know Tom's playing at that point very well, so we were meeting each other for the first time. But anyway, this song "Sea Goddess," which I composed for that venture out on the Atlantic Ocean, sort of on the Atlantic Ocean. We're on the Atlantic Ocean here too. It's never been recorded, and this is an opportunity for us to do the second performance of it on the other side of the Atlantic. So I'm going to go back to my computer, see if I can whip out the charts. I would love to play this song again with Tom Braxton.
Wow, that would be awesome.
It's a great song, by the way.
Perhaps have not really experienced your music, or they didn't grow up listening to your music. What should they expect at the event? And also to Ebenezer, Vodafone, why jazz? Because ordinarily in Ghana, we don't really have for me, what I've observed is the youth, particularly they didn't grow up listening to jazz. So why jazz?
So let's start with Bob and then we'll go to Ebenezer. What should the younger crowd who may not have listened to your music before expect on the night?
Well, we hope to be examples of this great music that's been around for more than 100 years and has changed. It's gone through various stylistic changes, but at the root of it, certainly at the root of our music is African, and the rhythms are African in their history. So coming back to this part of the world and having the opportunity to play it, even though I grew up in a small town in the Midwest of the U.S., and so I don't have any African roots as such, but I obviously had an instinct and a love for the music. I spent my life with it, and we get asked a lot about whether jazz is still viable or not. It's been around for such a long time, and there are other forms of music that have sort of taken over and grab the image of young people, and that's the way it should be. But I sense in the hip-hop music that I listen to and in the young people's music, I sense all kinds of jazz roots that are still there. And when we play our music coming more from a jazz place than from a hip-hop place, it gives those listeners a chance to digest it and see where it's coming from and learn from it, hopefully.
Thank you.
I would like to add one quick note that it's interesting because jazz, sometimes people have a connotation or an idea of what it is like. But I've had millennials, 20-year-olds come to jazz shows and they leave like, wow, I didn't know it was this exciting. I didn't know it was this interesting and fun. They think it's old people music, and it's not. It's very exciting, and they need to come and see what this man does at the piano. And these musicians that he brought, it's going to be a real experience for them. So they don't go by what maybe they think jazz is. They just need to come and absorb it live and see them create this incredible music. So.
Thing was, why not jazz? I mean, I have my colleagues here, Regina, Nancy, and Ekisi, and they do the sampling all the time. Jazz is always number one on the hit list of our customers, and it's also about what the customers want, because we are, obsessed about satisfying their need, and jazz is almost on top. And as Bob said, it has its roots in African history, and so I think that on the contrary, most of us grow up on jazz. In this case, if you look at the research very well, and so I think we're in good hands and we are on a direct course, because if you look at last year and what El did and how customers responded to him, there is no doubt that it really is intrinsic to our way of life in terms of our rhythmic way of life. And so we are here for the long haul as a company, Vodafone in this case. Thank you.
So Insura is my friend, so he gets me to ask another question. And by the way, I'll be coming over, God willing, with my 9-year-old, my 7-year-old, and my 11-year-old, and they love Bob James.
Well, we love to hear that.
Yes, so we're going to be there. 2 quick questions. You have a song called Ashanti. What's the inspiration behind that? Because Ashanti, for all of us.
I didn't really follow up on the fact that I got some exposure in the TV and the movie world, because I was really determined that I wanted to pursue my career in jazz and just make music without restrictions, without having a producer or a director tell me how to make the music. I got lucky the couple times that I did it, and they gave me some freedom to do my own thing, but back at that time I wanted even more freedom, so I have not pursued that, and maybe given up some financial opportunities along the way that might have been better had I done it, but no regrets. But I do have a big regret, and maybe I still have a chance to make up for it, is that even though I composed a song called Ashanti, and the album that was included on was called Ivory Coast, but I still haven't actually been to Ivory Coast, and it was more just a feeling for the country that caused me to make that title. It was instrumental music, and I was kind of fantasizing at that time, and frankly, I also like the idea of ivory, because ivory is the ivory keyboard. So it's only been a fantasy for me, but now that I've proven that I can make the trek across the Atlantic and survive and be greeted with people with smiles on their face, maybe I could go to Ashanti and actually play the song there.
You're already in, and Ivory Coast is just next door anyway, so. So.
Maybe I could have a little bit similar experience. I did have the great experience of going to Mozambique and playing my song Maputo that I was on that recording in the town of Maputo. And it was fantastic. It was almost like an anthem for the city, and everybody knew every note of that song. It was really exciting. If they can sing every note of Ashanti there, it's going to be amazing to me.
Fantastic.
To ever say bye bye bye, but no matter how it takes.